How's it going? So I picked up a new controller for my ZX. It's a 1500 watt controller, but what I wanted to do is I wanted to go ahead and use all the factory wiring, so that way it's a little bit cleaner. So I'm going to show you how I wire it all up. Okay, so the wiring on my motor is actually color-coded correctly on this harness. So ground is ground, red is the +5 volts, and then the 3 yellow, blue, and green just go to each other. So let me get all that wired up and I'll show you. Okay. All right, so now you can see, just go to the colors that you need to go to. And these other ones are not used, at least for this controller. The motor, the stock motor on the ZX does have a temperature sensor and that stuff, but this controller does not support that. So next, you gotta wire up the pedal assist. It's the 6-pin here. Get that ready. Now, to make sure that the wires are correct on it, I'm gonna go ahead and take this apart and do a continuity test to make sure I hook it up right. And red goes to red, black goes to black, and then green instead of blue. So on my controller, let me grab it. Find the right one here. So black to black, in my case it looks like pink to red, and blue to green. Is the pedal assist wired up? So now that I have those two wired up, now it's going to be the main harness, which this one's going to take me a while. Let me get that all wired up and I'll show you. Okay, so update on the main wiring harness here. So the blue is going to your signal for your throttle. The pink is going to your +5 volts for your throttle. The black is ground. And the red is for your brake cutoff, positive. So I'm coming across a little bit of an issue, is that the wiring harness for the Super73 doesn't line up with the pinout for the display. So I am building a jumper wire so that way it'll communicate correctly. Okay, so I got my jumper wired here. So the big thing is just really moving the ground pin so that way it's in the correct location. Everything else can actually be wired after because they haven't been determined. So the wires for the 5-pin on the stock is green, orange, brown, white, and then the black for the ground. Okay, so I tried to get everything I could in the shot. So I have the Super 73 motor hooked up, the main wire harness, the Super 73 here, brake cutoff, and pedal assist sensor, and display going through the main harness with the adapter I made. So let's see if it turns on. Okay, that's a good start. All right, so it powered on. No error codes. Okay, let's see. Brakes working. All right. Now, oh geez, of course there goes that. It's all tangled up. All right. Throttle here. Get that a little bit further away from the battery. And no throttle. Oh, that's because it's on pedal assist 0. Duh. So back up. Pedal assist 1. Let's try this again. Yep. And it looks like it is spinning backwards. Since it's already spinning, we can go ahead and pedal assist 2. Okay, so now we got to get it spinning the right way. So power off. Now what the instructions said is to plug in the self-learning. Let me look it up real quick again. All right, plug in the self-learning for 6 seconds. So that back on. Okay, it's on. Go ahead and make sure this is the right thing. Self-learning. Yep, and there it goes. Oh. Okay, that should be long enough. Then it said just to unplug it. There we go. Now it should, after I've foobarred my wire, should spin the right way now. Let's see. Yep. Now it's spinning the right way. So I call that a success. Let me go put it on the bike and see how it does. So I have it all wired up on the bike now. That's where I put the screen. I had to put the buttons over here because they wouldn't reach. The stock harness. Just disconnected the Super 73 display and used that cap that was on the 5-pin here. So I got it. Jump right here to the stock harness. The battery hooked up. Just laid the controller down there for testing. And then I have the throttle and the pedal assist wired up. Let's turn it on and see if everything's working. Okay. Let's go ahead and put it to 5. all's working. Both brake levers are working. Okay, so on a full battery, I was able to hit 28.4 miles an hour. And I was looking at the wattage meter here, and it was saying at points that I was getting 1700 watts, and then it would settle down right around 1000 once I got up to speed. So I cannot get pedal assist to work. So I don't know if just the sensor isn't working with this controller. So I'm gonna go ahead and order another one on Amazon, install it, and see if that gives me pedal assist.